What's up, everybody? Doc Dark 1985. There's levels to this. Alright, so check this out, man. Phil Spencer, Microsoft, talking some good stuff. Now, I don't want to come off negative, right? I know you see the smirk on my face. I want to be as fair as I can be because I've been riding Sony's bandwagon for the past few weeks. I admit it. I even said something positive about The Last of Us 2, which I still think I saw some more gameplay. I still think it looks pretty good. I think a lot of you guys out there talking trash, saying that you're not going to play the game, are going to end up getting the game, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about this article that I saw on GameSpot. And I'm gonna tell you what the title of the article is, and then we're gonna go ahead and talk about it. Xbox Series X. Phil Spencer says, "You can't even appreciate the true power of next gen yet." Okay. Then he goes on to say, right? You might not appreciate how much better next gen games are until you can feel the improvement that comes with 60 frames per second. Again, I'm not going to be negative. Phil, you're absolutely right. You can't even appreciate it until you feel. You have to feel 60 frames per second. You can't show it. I'm telling you right now, you can't. You really got to feel it, okay? But here's the problem, Phil. Here's the problem, okay? When you say next gen and you say 60, I'm going to be happy if the games can run at 60. I will be. I'll admit it. But what you're not going to do, this goes to Sony too, you're not going to lie to me and pretend like 60 frames per second is next gen. That's not next gen. It's not. That should have been this gen. That's what it should have been. PCs have been running games at 60 and higher, okay? So here's the thing. So to me, 60 frames per second is not next gen. It should be standard gen. Okay? PC gamers, you know what I'm talking about, right? Oh, but it gets better, guys. Again, I don't want to be negative because this is good because he's talking about frames per second, which is what we want as gamers. And trust me, guys, if you never played at 60, I promise you it's what you want. I promise you, if they could keep the graphics looking the same as they are now and increase the frame rates, I promise you'll be happy, guys. I promise you. Trust me. Okay. But hold on. It gets better. All right. Now he talks about the shortcomings, about the situations that we're in with the pandemic and everything. But this is what I really wanted to talk about. This part right here. It says, the Xbox Series X is technically capable of delivering frames up to 120 frames per second. I didn't read that wrong. The Xbox Series X is technically capable of delivering frames of up to 120 frames per second. That to me would be next gen. That would be a feat. If every game ran at 120, now I give you this. Most people are gonna put these consoles on their TV, and most people's TVs are not gonna have 120 hertz, so it'd be probably a moot point. But just in case you want to get a monitor or something, or as TVs keep on advancing as well, this console you're gonna have for the next 5, 6, 7 years. You never know, right? You might want to be able to play at 120. But that to me is impressive, right? So it's capable 120 frames per second. It's pretty good. I gotta admit, that's really good. Okay. But the next line right after that, but developers will ultimately get to decide what works best in terms of balance between visuals and frame rates. And this is where I'm not gonna get negative. I'm just going to talk to you, Microsoft. I'm going to talk to you, Sony. Talk to you guys, my fellow gamers, and hopefully you can help me understand, okay? I don't want to be lied to, okay? Now, if you're telling me that it's going to be up to the developer to do this, the one developer I'm going to bring up, because they decided to say it first, Ubisoft, right? Assassin's Creed Valhalla, 4K at least 30. In that article, maybe they should have mentioned what the game would run at 1080. Maybe they should have mentioned that, but they didn't. But this is what I know. If you leave it up to the developer and your machine is as powerful as quote unquote a 2080, there is no reason why that game can't run at 60 at 1080p. No reason. And for them not to even mention that causes me some concern. And this is why. I have a 1660 Ti, okay? I play games that are Ubisoft games, all right? And it's not up to the developer how many frames I play at. So to me, that's a lie. Don't tell me that it's up to the developer. It's because Assassin's Creed Valhalla is going to come out on PC as well, or is it not? So if the developer is able to have the frame rates unlocked on freaking PC, why can't it do it on console? Have the same situation. Have the same situation where we could drop settings on console to get whatever frame rate we want. Why not? Explain that to me. Why not? And the reason this really matters to Microsoft, because whether you want to believe it or not, your marketing strategy as far as having the first year of games being able to be playable on the Xbox One is very pro-consumer base, and I know you're trying to get a bigger install base into your ecosystem or whatever, but you're literally allowing Sony to be the preferred system to buy. It's going to be like this. You get yourself a PS5, you could play Sony exclusive games. You get yourself a PC, you could play unimaginable amount of games plus whatever games are going to come out on the Xbox Series X. And if you're feeling froggy, go ahead and get yourself a Nintendo Switch. And there you go. There will be no need for the Xbox Series X unless the experience that you can deliver with the Xbox Series X is like nothing that Sony can do. Unless a game like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, when it comes out on the PS5, is truly locked at 30 frames per second, 4K, but on your system, Microsoft, you can actually drop settings or whatever and have people choose whatever frame rates they want to run at. Let me tell you, that'll be a tremendous selling point. You just said that your system is capable of running games at 120 frames per second, but it's up to the developers. That's a lie. That's a lie. That why are you allowing that? Or maybe it's true, but why are you allowing that? When on PC, those same games are going to come out and they're going to be unlocked. They're going to be unlocked. I'm going to tell you right now, if Ubisoft came out with a game on PC, the PC gamers chime in, and the game was locked at 30, there's nothing you could do to play at higher than 30 frames per second. Number one, no one would get the game. Or number two, you would see mods out of this world fixing that problem. Like this. So, when you come out and you start talking about your power, and that's your biggest selling point, and I get it, it sounds powerful, but when you come out and you say that, and then right after that, the statement is, but it's up to the developers. Look, man, that's going to work for someone that only plays on console. Someone that only plays on console is going to believe you when you say it's up to the developer, whether or not what it runs at. But if this thing, again, this is what I need you guys to understand. If they're saying this console is as strong as a 2080, as a GTX, as a RTX, I'm sorry, I keep saying GTX, as a RTX 2080, okay, that's a very powerful graphics card, okay, as powerful as a RTX 2080. If you're saying that's what the system has equivalent to, There is no way any game at 1080p can't run at 60. Anyone watching this channel that has a 2080, you tell me what game you have that can't run at a minimum 60 frames at 1080p. You tell me. Tell me. And here's what's so crazy. Frame rates matter so much that, because I play online, guys, right? I play Apex Legends, and when I'm talking to people, I ask them, what type of graphics card they have and everything. We get to talking. And it's funny because not everyone has great graphics cards. But there's people out there that are willing to drop the resolution all the way down to even 720 to make sure they get that 60. To make sure they get that 60. Drop certain. I don't care about shadows. I'll drop shadows. I'll drop this, and that, or I'll just drop resolution just to make sure I get that 720. Some people will drop down freaking textures that pop up. That's all right. Some textures, a tree could pop up here and there. That's fine. I'm not worried about it as long as I'm getting at a minimum 60. That's how important this is. So he's talking about 60 frames per second. PC has been on that 60 frames per second, so it's not really next gen. 120 now, I'll buy that a little bit more. But when you're saying that it's up to the developer, and the developer is saying, we're only going to run it on 30 on your console, that's a problem. Because if it could run at 4K 60 on a PC, then how powerful really is your console? Look, at the end of the day, here's the thing. All this talking that everybody's doing, we need to see. We need to see. Sony, the pressure's on you now, Sony. Sony got something coming up. We're going to see. Do not disappoint us. You saw what Microsoft did. Do not disappoint us. And Microsoft failed. Look, dog, right now, my suggestion to Microsoft, don't say anything. Take a page out of Sony's book. You've already said a lot. Just be quiet. Shh. Let's see what Sony does. Just be quiet. Don't say anything. Don't promise anything, because you're going to promise something, and then when you can't deliver, we're going to come after you. That's all I'm saying. All right. So don't say anything. Just be quiet. Sony, the ball's on you, man. Let's see. Let's see what you're going to show us. Let's see what you're going to show us. But right now, Phil, with that statement, you talking about 120, but it's up to the developers. Why? That's a lie. That's a lie. Not gonna tell me that. I got my measly computer got a 1660 Ti, and Ubisoft doesn't control what frames I play at. No developer controls what frames I play at. I could drop whatever setting I want. And if your card is gonna be so much more powerful than this, why is it up to the developer? It makes no sense. DocDog1985, there's levels to this. Hopefully I wasn't too negative. I love Sony. I love Microsoft. I love PC. Some of you guys know what my favorite console to play on is, but some of you might not. We out. Peace.